first shot kills or fatal failures. Only after completing this exhaustive training did students return to their battalions as qualified snipers, but even then the learning continued. British sniper organizations centered on battalion-level sniper sections, typically 8 men, 1 sergeant, 1 corporal, 2 lance corporals, 4 privates. These men were drawn from the 4 rifle companies, but operated as a battalion asset under the intelligence officer. This gave commanders flexibility to deploy snipers where they were most needed rather than dispersing them across companies. By 1943, the standard allocation was 2 snipers per rifle company, but they trained together and often operated together, creating a concentration of expertise rather than isolated individuals. This organizational approach contrasted sharply with Soviet doctrine. The Soviets embedded snipers at squad and platoon level throughout their entire army. Hundreds of thousands of men carrying sniper rifles. The British approach meant fewer snipers but far greater expertise per individual, and the equipment matched the philosophy. The Leanfield No. 4 Mark 1T was perhaps the finest sniper rifle of the Second World War. Not because of innovative features, not because of advanced technology, but because of meticulous construction and proven reliability. The rifle began as a standard No. 4 Mark I. These rifles were tested at the factory for exceptional accuracy. Only rifles that demonstrated superior precision were selected for sniper conversion. The conversion added a wooden cheek piece to position the shooter's eye at the correct height for the scope. A mounting system was fitted to accept the number 32 telescopic sight. The rifle was then test-fired extensively. The accuracy standard was uncompromising. 7 shots out of 7 had to fall within a 5-inch circle at 200 wide. 6 shots out of 7 had to fall within a 10-inch circle at 400 wide. Rifles that failed were returned to standard infantry service. Over 20,000 No. 4T rifles were produced during the war. Holland, the prestigious gunmaker, converted approximately 21,617 rifles between 1942 and 1946. These craftsmen worked 7 days per week producing 5 converted rifles daily. The rifle specifications gave British snipers everything they needed. 303 British caliber with proven stopping power. Bolt-action mechanism that was reliable in any conditions. 10-round magazine capacity for sustained engagements. Barrel length of 25.2 in for velocity and accuracy. Total weight of 8.8 lb without scope was light enough for extended operations, but heavy enough to dampen recoil. Total length of 44 in was compact enough for vehicle transport and urban operations. But most importantly, the rifle maintained its zero under rigorous combat conditions. British snipers could crawl through mud, ford rivers, drop the rifle when taking cover, then pick it up and know the first shot would hit exactly where they aimed. German snipers using Carabiner 98K rifles often complained about losing zero after rough handling. Soviet snipers using machine-gun rifles faced similar issues. The Lee Enfield's rugged design kept British snipers in the fight. The number 32 telescopic sight matched the rifle's quality. 3.5 times magnification was modest compared to German 6-power scopes, but British doctrine emphasized field of view over magnification. The wider view helped locate targets and maintain situational awareness. The sight progressed through 3 marks with increasing refinement. The Mark I introduced in 1942 featured a sliding eye shade and bullet drop compensation drum. The drum was graduated in 50-yard increments from 0 to 1,000 wide. Lateral deflection adjustments provided 16 minutes left and right. Each click represented 2 minutes of angle equaling 2 in of movement at 100 wide. This gave snipers precise control over point of impact. The MK I introduced in 1943 offered finer side adjustments in 1 minute of angle increments. The Mark III in 1944 improved field of view to 8 degrees 30 minutes. Multiple manufacturers produced the scopes including Periscope, Aldi's, Winchester, and Enfield. Canadian scopes made by Research Enterprises Limited went through their own evolution designated C number 32. One design choice distinguished British scopes from German equivalents. The British scope mounted to the left side of the rifle rather than directly over the bore. This complicated shooting through loopholes, but it allowed the sniper to load the magazine without removing his cheek from the stock, faster reloading in combat situations. British snipers carried additional equipment that completed their effectiveness: 7-power binoculars for observation, the Scout Regiment telescope for long-range spotting, periscopes for viewing from concealment, ghillie suits or capes for camouflage, Hessian scrim to break up outlines, face veils in green and brown mesh. Some units used modified Dennis smocks with telescope pockets. Two-piece windproof camouflage suits provided both concealment and weather protection. Personal weapons included a .38 pistol and Fairbairn Sykes fighting knife, entrenching tools for digging hides, half-sacks with rations for extended operations, multiple water bottles, compass, and maps. Ammunition was batch-selected for consistency. Some use of armor-piercing and incendiary rounds for special targets. Tracer used sparingly as it revealed positions. This combination of selection, training, organization, and equipment created a sniper force of extraordinary effectiveness. The statistics prove it. British snipers achieved kill ratios often averaging roughly 1.3 to 1.5 shots per kill. Compare this to regular infantry, who expended tens of thousands of rounds per enemy casualty. Simple mathematics reveals the extraordinary efficiency. British snipers were approximately 4 orders of magnitude more lethal per shot fired, roughly 10,000 to 20,000 times more ammunition efficient than regular infantry. This efficiency translated to tangible combat effectiveness. One British sniper section of 8 men could achieve what an entire infantry company of 120 men could not. Systematic elimination of enemy leaders, denial of key terrain, intelligence gathering from forward positions, and unlike mass-deployed Soviet snipers who were often used in conventional combat roles, British snipers were true specialists deployed for specific missions. When a British sniper section was committed, commanders knew they were getting elite capability. The proof of British superiority came on battlefields across Europe, North Africa, and Italy. Normandy, June 6, 1944. D-Day, the largest amphibious invasion in history. British forces landing on Gold, Juno, and Sword beaches. Among them was Sergeant Harry M. Finesse of the 6th Battalion Green Howards, just 20 years old, already a qualified sniper. He waded ashore on Gold Beach with his Lee Enfield No. 4 sealed in a condom to protect it from seawater. The bocage country beyond the beaches offered German defenders perfect sniper terrain. Ancient hedge created natural fortifications. Small fields limited lines of sight. Norman sunken lanes provided concealed movement routes. German snipers used this terrain expertly. They inflicted steady casualties on advancing Allied forces. American units in particular struggled against German snipers concealed in the dense vegetation. But British snipers like Finesse understood this terrain. They had trained in similar country in England. They knew how to read the hedge where German snipers would position themselves, how to approach without being spotted. Furness demonstrated the British approach in a single engagement. He spotted a German staff car 600 wide distant. Through his scope, he identified an officer exiting the vehicle. 600 wide wind from the left, slight upward angle. He adjusted his scope elevation drum, calculated wind drift, controlled his breathing, squeezed the trigger. The officer fell. One shot, one kill. The German response was immediate and massive. Mortars, artillery, 88 guns. They saturated the area where Finesse had fired, but he was already gone. Standard British sniper doctrine. Fire, observe, hit. Extract immediately using pre-planned route. Never fire multiple shots from the same position. The Germans expended hundreds of shells hitting nothing. Furness moved to his next position and resumed operations. This engagement illustrates British sniper superiority perfectly. Precise shot at extreme range. Calm calculation under pressure. disciplined extraction. The German response showed they took the threat seriously, but their massive expenditure of ammunition achieved nothing against a sniper who followed his training. Finesse operated throughout the Normandy campaign. When he spotted a German sniper position at 400 m, he demonstrated the patience British training instilled. He observed for hours, studying the position, looking for patterns, waiting for the German to make a mistake. Finally, the German moved slightly. A glimpse of field gray uniform behind concealment. Furness fired. The German fell. Furness immediately went forward to claim the German G43 telescopic sighted rifle as a trophy. This aggressive follow-up was characteristic of British sniper confidence. They did not just kill enemy snipers, they recovered their weapons as proof. On another occasion, Finesse killed a German motorcycle dispatch rider and retrieved his intelligence satchel. British snipers understood their intelligence-gathering role. Every enemy killed was an intelligence opportunity. Documents, maps, unit identifications. His closest call came when he used an operational German tank as cover to advance. He walked beside it undetected by the crew. When it stopped, he was caught in a barn by German infantry with an MG42 machine gun. The burst hit his boot heel, shooting it completely off. But Finesse survived through luck and the poor aim of panicked German soldiers firing wildly in the confined space. His career continued through France, Holland, and Germany. He preferred working alone, the ultimate expression of British sniper self-reliance.